Greetings, programs, and welcome back to CK2. And it's been about a week longer than I meant it to be, but I don't know, it just kind of slipped by somehow. It's not that I haven't been playing CK2, but I've been playing the most up-to-date version with The Reaper's Due, which is, of course, the most recent DLC. That was actually gifted to me by Hildebrand, who is, of course, one of my Patreon supporters. And it's a lot of fun, and I kind of wish I could play, this with that. But as I've said in the past, there is really no way to get this save file into the current version of the game without painstakingly... I don't even know how I'd do it, but it would take an awful long time if it would even be possible at all. So we left off last time with... it was quite a nice series of events, really. We've now got a Jedi on the throne of Scotland 2, Pharaoh of Scotland 2. We've also got him now as our successor, thanks to changing back to Tanistry laws. And I think we're probably just going to stick with Tanistry from now on. I mean, it was quite successful for quite a long time, and then I thought, I'll change to Primogeniture, it'll be fine. And it wasn't fine. It all kind of went a bit downhill from there. So, lesson learned, we're going to stick with Tanistry, which is one of the perks of being Scottish. Now, I've been looking around the map a bit, looking for my next target, and of course, I've actually got my Chancellor trying to fabricate a claim on York, so that's a short-term goal. That would be a bit more of England under my control, quite a strategic county. And I've also been looking eastward once again, because of course we've got potentially... Because we've still got these holdings, or rather Scotland 2 has these holdings in Finland, the de jure coverage gives me claims on, well, those three counties there, plus this fourth county up here, which is currently held by Norway. And I could, in theory, take Norway in a fight, but I don't know. Let's actually have a look at Norway's allies. So they're allied with Sweden. And actually one of my own dukes, but they wouldn't be able to call in one of my own dukes. That would not work because, my duke would have to rebel against me, basically. So, yeah, Sweden is not such a big threat, but between the two of them, they might be able to muster enough men. Because I've got, between my army, I'm mostly reliant on my vassals, and of course I've got my big retinue army still left over as well. It's just about enough, but because I'm so reliant on my vassals, the longer I have vassal armies raised, the longer, of course, that my opinion with them sort of ticks downwards. There's probably a neater way of saying that, but as ever, of course, I chose the long-winded way. Of course I did. One of the nice new features of Reaper's Due, by the way, is the fact you can form your own mercenary companies and they actually give you money. They don't seem to be much cheaper for you to hire yourself, though, which is a bit, I don't know. You can, there are some special ones, like the Vangrian Guard for the Byzantines, for example. And you can, and I've done this with console commands, if you give them land within your realm and then force them to be a vassal, or you can give them land and then, you can kind of do it in a really gamey way that doesn't involve outright cheating. You can, if you can get one that is actually a landed vassal, then they are cheaper for you to hire. But for some reason in the Reaper's Due, if you create one, they're not cheaper for you to hire. I don't know why. And I'm also a bit disappointed that there's no legitimate way to, having created a mercenary company, to then give them some land inside your own realm and have them as kind of like your own Vangrian Guard, which would be kind of cool. But no, you still have to either completely cheese it or just outright cheat through console commands in order to do that. So anyway, I've been looking around still, and an opportunity has presented itself. The current heir to the Kingdom of Denmark. Now, he's young. His wife is actually a Jedi. We've been sort of keeping in with Denmark, but if I can marry her, and she's only 1 year old, and there probably will be some sons, but maybe we bump off the sons. I don't know. It'll be a bit underhanded of me. But I think I can get her betrothed with a Jedi with just a regular marriage. and that in theory should be fine. Now, we've only actually got a couple of McJedis available in the court. There's a whole bunch of McJedis alive right now. There's over 80 living family members, and we're spread out all over the place at this stage. But as the ones available to actually betroth, there's only a couple. So do we want to go with the one that's closest in age? Or do I want to go with one of these older ones where I actually have a decent idea what their stats will be? I think we'll go with the one that's closest in age, Murig there. And I've clicked the wrong button. He's a Welsh McJedi there, apparently. Yes, we are. We're a multicultural bunch, the McJedis. Also, I don't know why the game is being... we are literally paused right now, and the game is being very stuttery. It's not scrolling smoothly at all. It's probably because I've had to go back to client recording. Screen recording, I think I said this in the last episode, screen recording just stopped working. What am I clicking? Right, arrange betrothal. It's so much easier where you can just right click as you can in all the more recent versions of the games. Anyway, so Murik, yes. Oh. Maybe I need to choose someone else. If I choose one of the others, Grafram. Okay, he is... there's a much bigger bunch of pluses there, so we actually need to go with one of the older ones. But he's going to be almost 30, or is he going to be slightly over 30? I can't do the numbers in my head. Either way, he's got to wait until she becomes of age, and that's like another 15 years. So he'll be exactly 30 by the time she gets to be 16. So we'll send that offer anyway, and we could potentially get a McJedi on the throne of Denmark. And with Tanistry laws, who knows? There's also maybe an outside chance of... because I was looking at Norway. That's all daughters, but they're all married apart from the youngest one. And the chances of her actually then, the chances of it happening are unlikely. But potentially... Oh, they're saying no. Oh, they probably... Yeah, there's not quite enough positives there. It wouldn't be outright inheritance in that case. It would be maybe more getting the chance of a McJedi with a claim on the throne of Norway that we could then press. So it's a bit more indirect, but apparently we can't. Can I maybe just send him some money? Would that be expensive? We've got a nice pile of cash at the moment. I think we're down a bit on income at the moment because I think my retinue is still reinforcing over here. So, yeah, it really is. We're literally paused, and it's still, This is one of the nice things, by the way, the patch that came along, or the Reaper's Due patch, I don't know what you want to call it, but whatever the most recent version of the game is, they've done a lot of work with optimization, and there's been a lot of people saying that they haven't seen it run this smoothly since, this patch, version 2.04, before is literally the patch before Rajas of India came in. And I think the reason why it is struggling a bit is because I'm recording with the client record function on Bandicam, and it just, I don't know, it makes it chug. Anyway, we're almost getting towards 10 minutes, and I still haven't unpaused yet, so we'll do it. We'll try sending the money, and that gives plus 45 opinion. Will that be enough? Will that be an extra couple of pluses? So it would be Dorjander, and that's still no. Would Murig be a no? Grafram would be a yes, but Grafram's my son, so it's more prestigious rather than just marrying a nephew or something. I need more sons, clearly, but I doubt my wife is going to be producing any heirs. Oh, also, my wife's... I'd forgotten she was the Duchess of Provence. I've got some possibly nice inheritances set up. So we've got a McJedi set to inherit the Duchy of Provence, and then we've also got a McJedi set to inherit... Was it Brandenburg? No, betrothed. Yes, so we've got actually him betrothed. Oh, so it's the same guy. He's heir to the Duchy of Provence. He's betrothed to the Duchess of Brandenburg. So his son would potentially have both. And that would be interesting. But I'm not actually sure They're both inside the HRE, so they'd still be a vassal of the HRE. But that, again, potentially could be a nice inheritance in the future. But a pair of duchies within Germany and Italy would not maybe be the most useful to me. I also noticed, just before we unpause, I'm just remembering this, glancing at the map, that Navarra, the kingdom, and Navarra, the duchy, are currently separate. But Navarra, the duchy, has also got a thing there. And also Navarra, the county, is also currently independent and rebelling against... is this Navarra, the duchy? Yes, there's some kind of weird war going on that England is mixed up in. And then, of course, there's also some civil wars because England. Anyway, let's unpause, finally. I've just spent a long time talking there, but this is one of those times when having... oh, there's going to be a bunch of Tanistry messages, aren't there? I've had to think about what I'm going to do next. And there wasn't any kind of immediately clear options, so I've decided to set my sights potentially on Denmark. Hello, what happened there? That's... Oh, Dehubath and Ulster have apparently... Did he just inherit? Yes, okay. The Duke of Ulster died and his son, who was the Duke of Dehubath, has inherited. So this is another, you know, they're an independent duchy because they rebelled against the Buchanans. Good on them. But that means they're now outside the realm for the time being. And there's also Leinster doing its own thing. And that was a bit weird because Ulster pressed the claim of, you know, which then meant they lost a bit of their own land, which was, I don't know. I wouldn't have done that myself. Right, oh, this is another intrigue event, because of course we're trying to improve my absolutely dreadful intrigue. It dawns on you one day there is plenty of intrigue happening right under your nose. Your servants, from the kitchen maids to the stable boys, share juicy gossip with each other on a daily basis. If you want to improve at this twisted game of manipulation and deceit, then perhaps you ought to dive in and join the prattle. Sure, why not? Where am I looking? Oh, laws. There we go. And, oh. It's a French count that's leading the pack. We don't want a French count to lead the pack. We want... I have nominated Ferro, right? Yes. We just need somebody else to vote for him. Also, England's trying to get the Limited Crown Authority law passed. You know what? We'll actually say we approve because we want the throne of England someday. And of course, that will... oh, they're elective. That will, of course, something mean that if I get the throne of England, that that law will be in place. Why? Can I nominate myself? As King of Scotland too. Can I nominate him then? Yeah, did I notice this last time? I genuinely can't remember. This is obviously the result of a civil war that they've forced it to be elective. So it's currently, I think it's currently a caption guy on the throne. King Philip caption guy. So I could swear it was just somebody else there. That's the wrong thing. I want the title, history. Oh yeah, okay. He lost a civil war and he's got the Duchy of York, but that means he's only got Lincoln now. So yeah, he lost the civil war, and it was another caption guy that took the throne. Is there still some kind of civil war going on? No, okay. I want York for myself, and I've got plenty of cash for it at the moment as well, which is fine. I'm also building things apparently. What am I building? Barracks 4, and something in Bamborough. Castle Walls 4. Castle Walls 3 rather. There was a really nice one of the things that was super nice. Like I think it's a Reaper's Due. Mechanic is that there are now there are prosperity levels for your provinces, and you can also build hospitals in your provinces. So there's the whole that ties in with the whole epidemic mechanic where you can just have like waves of disease. You actually get now a new map mode where you can click and you can see which areas are afflicted with disease, and if it looks like it's going to come near your home county, you can actually seclude your court. But that can have its own consequences. But that is sort of tied into the prosperity of the county as well, because the more prosperous the county, the weaker the resistance to disease. I guess it's meant to represent the fact that it's like more populous or whatever. But one of the events that popped up was for me to pay quite a lot of money to get a new holding in my my home county. And I don't know if it's only ever happens in your home county, or if that's just tied to the prosperity of your county and it's just a random event that could fire off. So it was only like 600 or 700 gold, but it meant I could get a new county holding, which was just like, yeah, that must be in the newer versions, because that would be super useful to have. Anyway, Cithella has died of this is the wife of he had a son. I wonder if we could bump him off. Anyway, we actually have Princess of the Byzantine Empire. He wants to marry... Wait, this is another King of England. What? Oh, good grief. Well, Philip didn't last long. He lasted maybe a month. Let's just have a look at that. Okay, that'll be the day. Okay, so it's year, month, day. So yeah, he lasted from the 6th of March to the 13th of May. Okay, so it's now another capturing guy. It's Fulk, apparently, and he wants to marry... I mean, sure. She's 39. She'll definitely bear him lots of sons. Yeah. Taking part in the gossip sessions of your servants has proven enlightening, well, that took 3 goes, experience. Not only have you learned of new ways to obtain sensitive information, but also that one of the milkmaids is secretly carrying the blacksmith's unborn child. Good grief, it's like the archers. And that bumps me up to +2 intrigue. Woo, I've finally gone above 0. Anyway, yeah, is there another, where are we, Denmark? I wonder if he got married already. Can we marry him to, is there another McJedi maybe? There's a 70-year-old McGilpatrick, which I doubt he'd want. And then we have a commoner who's 35. I wonder if we might, arrange a little accident maybe? I don't know if I can do it through plotting. Because in more recent versions you can just... you can, even in a foreign realm, you can plot to kill somebody, but this is an old enough version where that's not always possible. And it looks like the only way would be the extremely expensive and now completely deprecated assassinate option, which I think... something like 300 gold? 350 gold, good grief. So yeah, this is... like, if you've been not playing CK2 since it came out, if you've only been playing it since relatively recent times, you won't ever have seen this option. It used to be possible to directly assassinate people for quite a lot of gold. And it's not very reliable. So I like the new plot system a lot more, because you can bribe people to join your plot, and if you get the right person, it can make all the difference. But of course, it can all go horribly wrong as well. So yeah, that assassinate mechanic, I think that directly comes over from the original Crusader Kings. In fact, I think that was the only way you could bump somebody off in the original CK. Short of, I think you could send them into battle and hope that they would die. I think that was possible, but I honestly can't remember. Right, I could hold a grand tournament, but no, we'll hold on to the cash. I mean, we could... there's not going to be anybody... Oh, wait, there's a couple of people we could potentially betroth him to and get in on the ground floor. Just to, again, maybe produce some way of getting a claim later, although actually if you can't do it matrilineally, then it's unlikely. Also, I don't think any of these people are... prestigious enough? No, I don't think he's... No, he's not going to say yes to any of those betrothals. Oh well. So yeah, unless I want to pony up the cash, I can't do anything about it. Right. Dorjander McJedi, who is my kinsman, so he's going to be some kind of distant Arthael. Wait, he was something anyway. It's his wife, or well, surviving widow that just married the king of. Anyway, Dorjander. Dorjander is pretty hot on his martial score. And this being again the older, like it's hard to kick these habits. I'm so used to marrying people off to try and get the stats. Oh, she's good. That these days it's like the educational system is so, having been playing the most up-to-date version of CK2 for the last 2 weeks, the educational system is completely different now. But old habits die hard. Right, we can't really do much about that. We don't really want to hold a grand tournament. Oh, and Grafram, who... Oh yeah, he's the one we're going to... But he's going to be hanging around for a while. I've also got a bunch of weak claims. I should maybe have a look. Sicily. I can claim Sicily for Britain. Except where's Sicily? Wait, I'm confused. I thought that was all Pisa. Duchy of Lombardy, County of... Oh, that's Sicily. Well, yeah, I can press a McJedi's claim on that. That's the Kingdom of Sicily. That's Sicily. Don't ask. Just don't ask. Just CK2 things. This is a game where I can, you know, as Scotland somehow wind up with a barony. I still can't get over this. How does this happen? How does this happen? I don't know. The same way that you end up with the Kingdom of Sicily existing in the Italian Alps. Go figure. Anyway, yeah, so that's one. Are there any other McJedis on that list? Wait. Aber caption guy. Do I have a caption guy in my court? How have I ended up with a caption guy in my court? I tend to, like, if it's, you know, messages like this, so-and-so has arrived at your court, I tend to ignore those. Which is probably a bit bad of me. How? I'm not seeing... I can also, I mean, there's a bunch here that I could try and, like Duchy of Leinster, for instance, but we're not. They're at war with somebody anyway. Right, who is? Oh, she's the wife of a Macduff. And this is within the court of Albany, so it's not actually in my court, it's in the court of a liege. And her husband's actually off in the Knights of Santiago. There you go. So yeah, there's a caption guy somewhere looking down there. Oh, apparently, this was a comment under the last video. This is another just random thing I've remembered. I've been saying demence all these years. And apparently that's wrong. Apparently it's demine. And it's one of these words that, you know, looks like it should be said differently than it actually is because reasons. But yeah, no, apparently it's pronounced demine, and I've been saying it demence all these years. Literally years at this point. So, oh, we've also got a vassal inheritance warning. Oh, that'll be if he dies, though. It'll go to the Count of Leinster, who is rebelling against the Duke of Leinster. Oh, it's Dehubarth, and they're both trying to take Oriel off him. So he's actually... No, he's not rebelling at all. He's actually... Again, the Duke of Leinster is actually in Ulster, and then the actual, you know, bit of land that comprises the Duchy of Leinster is held by a count, even though he could, if he had the gold, usurp that title entirely. But anyway, So for all the yakking, we've still passed about, like, it doesn't take long to go past like years in this game. We've already passed about 2 years or so. And now that my retinues are fully reinforced, we seem to be getting some. Who is this? County of Savo? Ah, okay. So does that mean his hair is a McJedi? A Welsh McJedi? Actually, if he's Welsh, and oh, for goodness sake, everyone's just keeling over. I haven't been keeping tabs. He's Scottish. She's Welsh. And he's Welsh. And we know the Count of Satakuntans is the of Dublins. They're all fake Scottish. So, sorry, Finland. Sorry, not sorry. Right, he was murdered on the orders of Yoda McJedi. Which Yoda McJedi? Paul Graffram. He wasn't betrothed to anyone, was he? No, I don't think so. Or was he? I had a thought. Was that Graffram that... It was. That's my son, Graffram. Oh. Well, there goes that any hope of even getting some heirs that have claims on Denmark. Huh. That's a bit rotten. Which Yoda McJedi was that then? We should, like, throw him in jail? It gets a bit... Like... Is there any way of, Wait, how do I find a character again? I know how I do it in the most recent version of the game, but I can't remember how to do it in this version of the game. Find character, there we go. Yoda. The Spy Master of Scotland, who's also my son. So he murdered his brother. That's a bit rotten. And he doesn't like me very much. Outraged by succession law change. Ah, that'll do it. Yeah, that's put a spanner in the works. Anyway. Oh yeah, just having looked at that succession, the Tanistry law thing. We've still got somebody in prison, haven't we? Duke of Lothian, do you have enough cash to free yourself at this point? Still no. 145 gold, that is. Maybe I should just let him go. On the other hand, he was a filthy rebel. If he wants out, he's going to have to pay his due. Right. I'm being called to join the war against Scotland too. Oh. Because he took Oriel, except he's still pressing that claim war. Declining would cost us 0 prestige. Honestly, I mean, it's kind of much a muchness either way. I'm going to decline that. We don't need to be fighting Scotland too. I mean, it's all McJedi's fighting with Jedis anyway. It's getting a little bit fractious. But, yeah. Wait, Pharaoh died, so it's now Jason. And he's probably not going to keel over anytime soon, but... yeah, he's not going to get, is he even on that? Lord, that's a lot of people you could vote for. So many Jedis. He's there on the list, he's right down the bottom though. I think literally nobody else is voting for him. So... It could potentially... I could end up with this county in the middle of France, at which point I'd probably have to fight France, which at one point was ruled by a McJedi. It's now ruled by... Oh yeah, it was the Capets, that was right. The Capets took France back. They've also now got Occitan, which is, of course, South France. That's also Capet. And... or Aquitaine, rather. Occitan is the culture. They've also got Portugal as well. So, yes, Capetians everywhere. Who's the current HRE? The Holy Roman Emperor. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Anyway, yeah, we're not that interested in the HRE. Let's But still, my grand plan is all of this painted blue. And you could set out to conquer the map. I mean, you could, but part of the fun of a game like CK2 is you can still have limited goals and still have a lot of like fun, even though those are limited goals. I've seen people do playthroughs like after action reports, they're called, when they're, you know, textural with, you know, screenshots and stuff. But I've seen people do it with literally like just playing through the lifetime of a single character and chronicling the events of a single character, and that can be really interesting if it's written in a certain way. You know, it can be limited to just that span of years, which if you played through at maximum speed wouldn't even take you all that long. Or else you can just have limited goals in terms of, like, you can just play as a vassal. You can play as a duke of somebody, and that can present its own sets of challenges and potential things that you can do. And they talk about, in EU4 especially, they talk about playing as a tall kingdom or a tall empire, where you don't go out and conquer everybody. It's literally the inverse of, you know, the thing that you most often do is just set out to conquer everything. It's like, well, no, you just sit within your own borders and see how the world develops, and, you know, maybe you get a county here or a county there, but you're not actively setting out to conquer the whole of Europe or just, you know, the world, as the case may be. And that can be fun as well, except people tend to, like, you'll see screenshots of people on, I haunt the subreddits for CK2 and EU4, and there's also just a general Paradox one as well. You get people going, yeah, I was trying to play a tall empire, and then it's like a screenshot of them having conquered the world as Ulm or somewhere. So, yeah, you don't have to have grand ambitions to enjoy this game. You can pick your own goals. You can have things that are limited and still enjoyable, even though there's also a certain enjoyment in setting out to just conquer as much as you can, but it's not necessarily... like, there's not that many people in history that have managed to do that and get away with it. So, yeah, it's more realistic in a way, as realistic as a game like this can be, anyway. Well, there's not a lot doing. I'm almost tempted just to wrap the episode up here. This has been one of these kind of more interregnum episodes where we're just recovering and seeing what happens where. I mean, there seems to be a civil war going on in Count of Gloucester is apparently fighting for... Someone wants to put the Count of Gloucester on... Wait, where's Gloucester again? That's Gloucester, okay. Wait, is that... He's... Okay, he's drawn in a bunch of... Well, I'm just confused because that's the same colour as that, but it's not actually the same. I think so. It looks like that's all English Civil War, except it's just that happens to be a similar colour, I think. So he's trying to get a claim at Buchanan. Bloody Buchanans. Oh, it's tempting. Got the gold, you know. Got the gold. Anyway, we'll see how that plays out, but if the Buchanans retake that throne, I think we're going to have to get a bit interventionist about it. Also, we'll have a quick look at, what's this? Duke Christine the Cruel, Duchess Christine the Cruel, rather. Who is Salian, apparently. Yeah, so we'll wrap things up there, and I might actually have another CK2 video for you that's not a McJedi CK2 video in the very, very near future, because I've been playing around with a random generator. And if you've got Steam, you'll have possibly seen that pop up on the newsfeed, but I've been playing around with that, and it's actually a lot of fun. So if you've got any comments about this episode, you can leave them below. You can hit the like button. You can sub to my channel if you haven't already. And, as always, stay tuned for more.